Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Roblox. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I'll most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. And in the case of this chart, fortunately we have managed to form a new all-time high here, allowing us to invalidate this potential initial 5-way move to the downside that was actually putting quite a lot of pressure for continuation to even lower prices after our 3-wave correction. Yeah, we would have expected at least another 5-way move to the downside, but since we did manage to break the beginning of this initial wave to the downside, this scenario is not necessarily a likely interpretation. This is actually completely invalidated. I cannot even track this as a 1-2 setup anymore, yeah? Now, on the flip side, unfortunately, from the all-time low, we only have a 3-wave move to the upside. And not only that, because this could have still allowed me to track a large leading diagonal to be forming after a wave 2 correction. We would have expected another ABC movement within a wave 3. But since within this structure, I cannot clearly identify an ABC movement, I would be much rather inclined to believe that we are only building a larger ABC structure, in which case we would actually still expect continuation higher, yeah, within one more high, but it would be also at risk of forming a more significant stop once we actually get it, yeah, because once we have the complete ABC structure within this area, realistically, we don't need any additional extension to consider this pattern complete. Realistically, it could go even to new all-time lows afterwards, and further continuation higher isn't necessarily a high probability for us. And I'm not saying it's impossible for us to track on this chart something like an ABC movement within a wave A here, to have a wave B here and then a wave C to the upside, but to be honest, it's not necessarily the most likely interpretation for me, and we should be able to tell by the correction in the wave 4 what proportions we should really get within this area, because if this is a wave 2, within a larger 1, 2, 3, 4th and the 5th, we would expect proportions similar to this. If this is a 1, 2 and the third wave is complete, we would expect a correction in wave 4 similar to those proportions instead. And that may be a good hint in terms of what structure we should expect once we actually form a bottom and continue higher, but right now this is not the case, and for my preferred interpretation, I will be tracking a wave C to form to the upside within this area, and within it, I am tracking a 5-way move within a larger ending diagonal structure. Now in this case we have already completed the wave 3, and within the wave 4 correction we have the area of support between the $103 all the way down to the 61.8% retracement at the the $55 level. Now in such a pattern we would normally expect to build a 3-wave move to the downside, which seems on point right now, and nothing unexpected seems to be unfolding within this area. But to be honest, within this wave C, I can actually see severe extensions still possible. Now, while it is technically applicable to track this structure as something like an ending diagonal in 1, 2, 3, 4th and the 5th, this count doesn't work out too well, to be honest, because within this wave 3, I would be tracking an ABC movement, in which case I'm lacking the actual 5-wave structure within the wave C. I'm lacking here the 4th and the 5th. In this case, I would be more open to a slightly different interpretation where I would consider that this is still a 1-2 setup, but within the wave 3, I could very easily consider this to be the wave A, to have a wave B correction here, and then a C wave that would be unfolding at the moment. Within this wave C, we should expect further continuation lower, and realistically, this would only fulfill an internal wave 3 to the downside. Once this is complete, we should be prepared for another wave 4 correction and another 5th wave to complete this wave C. Now, there is no guarantee it will play out exactly like this, but there will be significant risks to continue lower. A full count could actually allow severe continuation lower, and even after we form an internal low within this structure, further continuation after a correction is still expected. It's still very much possible, and again, it's no guarantee. It is an interpretation that is difficult to fulfill, that actually expects much more continuation before it can easily be assigned a fulfillment. Now internally, yeah, we have here this wave C to the downside. I am expecting further continuation lower, but I'm removing some of the counts to show it more clearly. And within this structure, I'm tracking this as a 1-2 setup. Again, this is the wave C. We have here a third wave down that is expected still to go on, and then I would expect a fourth and a fifth to consider this wave C complete. Now, depending on how it actually ends up playing, we may be tracking different patterns, but as long as we have the relevant resistance levels we can track internally, I wouldn't be looking for any further continuation higher for any other pattern. I will be tracking this one, which is a lot more bearish than other interpretations may work out, but this will be my working scenario as long as we don't manage to break relevant resistance levels. And for this, I will be tracking within the latest movement to the downside. So this is, for context, the wave 3. Within the wave 3, we are tracking an ABC movement, and this is overall the wave 3 of the larger wave C of the even larger wave 3 to the downside. Within this structure, within this wave C, I'm tracking again an ending diagonal. Within it, I have here a wave 1, a wave 2, and I'm tracking a third wave that, while it could have bottomed, I could also see an extension still to play out. Yeah, I could see this to work like something into a 1, 2, 3, 4th and the 5th. Yeah, we could still see another low within this wave 3, but a low should be expected in the near term. We can even track an internal area of resistance for such a case, and it would actually need to break here the $75 level for a clear signal that this wave 3 would not extend even lower, but already we can tell we have gotten perfectly to the 38.2% retracement, which is the ideal target for an internal wave 4. And very well, we could form another ABC movement within this area to complete this pattern. And to be honest, this could actually work out even still as an impulse. I could have here an internal 1, 2, 3, 4th and a 5th to form only in an internal wave 3, and even further extensions lower could be expected within this wave 3 alone. But to me, this is not the most relevant area of resistance to be tracked, because I could see this get a break in a small time frame very easily. Yeah, just some positive outlook may change everything, at least within this time frame. But for a more clear signal that the pattern is not going to extend within this idea lower, within this count lower, I would need to see a break in the interpretation where this wave 3 would already have a bottom in place. For that, I would need to see a break above the internal wave 4 correction, and for that we need to allow a much higher resistance area that goes instead from the $74 level all the way up to the whoops, not the correct tool, the $78 level at the 61.8% retracement. Now, if we manage to actually break this level of resistance, we can discuss some more interesting ideas, but for now, I'm still looking for lower. I would need a signal that this structure may have formed a bottom or may form a bottom sooner rather than later, maybe within a different count, because other counts are possible, but there is no reason to believe that this cannot extend to quite significant degrees lower. Yeah, and for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. And before I let you go, actually, I wanted to also show you once again the large area of support. Again, this would need to hold the 61.8% retracement, otherwise we would need to shift to a different interpretation and quite possibly expect a large degree failure, and yeah, possibly heading even to new all-time lows. But certainly this structure is not too reliable within this time frame. Maybe if we build an internal 5-way move to the down or to the upside once we actually form a bottom, but yeah, for now the risk is certainly there and we should be prepared for further continuation lower. But for now, this is it. Have a nice day and bye bye.